Hello all, welcome to the another session on your computer application on the for the course BBA third semester. So in this session we are going to discuss the regarding your input devices. So usually input devices are the basic things which are been required for the computer to process the data. So usually in case of your input devices we will going to have the data that will be collected from the user, and later on those data will be sent to your CPU. Okay, so which is nothing but it's your central processing unit. In case of your input devices, we have the input devices such as a majorly important one. We have your keyboard, mouse, microphone, digital camera, and also the scanner. So let us move in details regarding each of the input device. The first and foremost, their input device has been used to communicate with the person, as I told you. So the person, whatever the things he want to ask for the computer, so there should be some devices which can be interact, to which the human being can able to interact with. So this particular input devices will going to act as a communicating media between your CPU and yourself, right? So we can observe in the diagram, the person is trying to communicate with the CPU, and later on whatever the requirements that is been given by him, it will be served. So first device, input device, is your most familiar one. So we'll go with your keyboard. So your keyboard is essentially it has been manually developed with an odd keys, so we can call it as an keys. Okay, so this particular keyboard is typically a standard keyboard is having a 101 or 105 keys, and other functional keys can also be included in your keyboard, where you can able to control your audio, mute, like that. Okay, so play, pause, right? So apart from that, we have the generalized keyboard structure, where you can able to observe in this diagram. So especially your keyboard is been this particular keyboard is been termed as an QWERTY keyboard. So why the name QWERTY? So usually you can able to observe your indicator here. Okay, so in this case, these letters have been taken out to name the keyboard itself. So that indicates QWERTY. So that is nothing but QWERTY keyboard. So we have your escape key, which has been shown here. We have your tab key. Okay, so followed with your caps lock key, right? So we have the different functional keys. Also we have the different functional keys. We have your numerical keys. Okay, so we have functional keys, numerical keys, status indicators. We have your numerical pad, where the numbers can be observed, and we have the arrow keys also here. Okay, so arrow keys are there. We have your shift key, alt and control key. Okay, so along with this one, we also have the enter key over here. Okay, so all these keys have been used, okay, to give an input for your CPU, right? So this is a generalized structure of your keyboard, where we can able to feed an input for your computer, based upon the data, whether you want to give an input words, numbers, punctuation, symbols, special functions. So all these things are nothing but it's a commands that will be given for your CPU, right? Next, coming to the second input device, we have your controlling device, which can be observed with a cursor. So you can able to observe the cursor like arrow like indicator on the screen. So this is nothing but it's your mouse indicator. So in case if your mouse is connected to the CPU, you will going to get an indicator in this form. Okay, so this particular indicator or a mouse cursor is able to move across the entire screen of your monitor, and whatever the objects that will be selected on the click of your mouse, so that particular information is been forwarded to the CPU, and later on suitable action will be taken up to continue that particular task. Okay, so this is a second input device which is help us to select the which help us to make a selection from the screen. So next we'll go with your next input device, so that is a touch screens. So usually we have your different types of touch screens. For example, most of you are familiar with your ATMs, right? So if you go to the ATMs, so there we can able to observe the touch screens. So these touch screens also act as an input device where the data from the from the touch screen will be given, or it will be processed to the CPU, and later on based upon your input, so suitable actions will be performed in the for example in your ATM, right? So in the touch screen, so usually there is no extra hardware that is being used for an input or an output. So we can here what happens based upon the pixel based upon the precise pixel, so accurate functioning will be taken up. So here what happens, the user will going to make a menu choice. Based upon the menu choice, so and also the impression, okay, the suitable action will be carried out by your ATM machine. Okay, so this is a third type of your input device. So coming to the again touch screen, so in case of your touch screen, yeah, it will go to in case if you go with a wrong angle, so it won't be functioning. So it may what happens, it will get it won't respond. So based upon the, for example, suppose in case if you have your screen, okay, so for your enter or some function, so within the precise box you should make an impression so that the action will be performed. So for this case, for this one we will going to make use of your finger itself, or otherwise another alternative devices like touch screen, light pen we can have, stylus we can have, okay, so which also acts as an input devices for your system. Next, coming to the indirect pointing devices, so we have your track ball, track point, and also the track pad. So where the indirect motions will be observed as an input for your CPU. So coming to the indirect pointing devices, we also have your I told you so track ball, track pad, track point. So here what happens, you can observe here, okay, so this is your track pad. So there is a less space, okay, on the desktop. So moving with your fingers, so suitable actions can also be performed. So the best example, these things can be observed in your car, even in your train, and even in your bus also, okay. So at the driver seat we can able to observe all these things, okay. So next, coming to the joystick. So usually joystick is a device which has been especially used for computer games. So in order to have the control on your movements, so we're going to make use of your joystick, so which also act as an input device. So coming to the next input device, we have your microphone. So in case of your microphone, so usually there will be a microphone. So this microphone will going to get the voice input. So voice means it is nothing but it's your signal, and these signals will be captured by your micro device, and this microphone in turn will be get connected with the speech recognizing board, so where your signals will be processed and it will be converted into binary form, and this binary form of data is being given to the CPU, where your CPU will is capable of identifying the input speech devices also through the through your microphones, okay. So this is your another type of input device. So coming to the next input device, we have your digital camera, so where the pictures can be taken up, and these pictures can be fed into your CPU, where these particular pictures will be converted into signals. So usually what happens, based upon the pixels and also the light passing through the lens, okay, so your digital images will be captured, and these captured digital images will be converted into your what we can tell converted into signals, and these signals will be in turn will be sensed by the CPU, and the image will be processed. So coming to the next one, we have your scanner. So usually scanner is used as an input device to scan the data. So the data can be your image, data can be your word document or anything. So here what happens, the scanned data will be can be converted into suitable pictures or text messages. Okay, so usually there are two types of scanners. One is your handheld scanner and flatbed scanner. So most of us we know the flatbed scanners. Okay, so usually it has been attached to your CPU with a USB port, and by placing your images on the flatbed scanner, those images can be retrieved on your CPU, which can be observed on your monitor. Okay, so coming to the light pen. So usually in case of a light pen, so this particular thing will be working based upon the light sensors. Okay, so light sensors in the light pen will going to target the object on the screen, and by pressing them, so suitable actions will be performed. So especially in the earlier days of your mobile generation, we had your light pens, where light pens have been used to extract the information, or is been used to locate the information on the screen. So the main advantage of your light pen is that it does not need any special screen or a screen coating, so it will be works on the normal screen itself. Okay, so that's an advantage. So coming to the barcoder, so especially for the different products, we are for a different for commercial purpose, so we use your barcode. So usually the barcode will going to store the information of regarding your entire commodity or a entire product. So using your barcode, so it will going to read the information, and the same information will be processed by your CPU, and later on, so the information will be displayed on your monitor screen, or it will be printed out with the help of your printer. So especially your barcode reader works on the shining a beam of light on a lines, so you can able to observe the lines. Okay, so usually these lines will go to reflect the lights. Okay, so based upon the reflection of your lights, so the total amount of light that is been reflected back, so information about the object will be sensed, and hence it will be displayed on the monitor screen, or later on it can be printed on the paper. Okay, so these are the input devices we observed in this session, where we can summarize as a keyboard, okay, touch screens and its working principles, and also we compared with the direct and indirect input devices. Okay, so these are the reference books you can able to refer for the additional knowledge, right? So thank you everyone.